Having the best pastries in town doesn't matter if nobody knows where to find you. That's why a well-designed bakery website isn't just a nice addition, it's absolutely essential for growing your business. Without one, you're missing out on online orders, catering requests, and new customers who are searching for fresh baked goods near them. Meanwhile, other bakeries are showing up in those searches and taking those customers instead. So today, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to create a bakery website that attracts more visitors, showcases your menu, and helps turn browsers into paying customers. Plus, I'm also going to reveal the #1 mistake that's costing most bakeries sales and how to fix it in just a few minutes. Now, before we get into the details, the first step is choosing the right website platform. With so many options out there, it can be very overwhelming. But after more than a decade of building websites myself, I've found a platform that makes it simple, even if you have zero tech experience and can't code. So for bakeries, my top pick is Wix. It's beginner friendly, looks great on both desktop and mobile, and comes with everything you need, like an easy to update menu, an online ordering system, and tools to promote special deals and events. And the best part about it, well, it's absolutely free to get started. So here's how to sign up and join. To begin, just click on the link right up here or check out the link in the description. By using that link, you're not just starting your website, you're also supporting me and this channel. And obviously, I truly appreciate that. So let's click that now and I'll walk you through the whole process. So now that you clicked on that link, all that you need to do here, first things first, let's go ahead and put in our email address, and then we'll click on Start Now. And then we put our information into here with a password, click on Sign Up. Okay, here we want to select for myself, my business, or a friend. Go ahead and click Continue. And now they give you the option, so what's the best way for you to get started? So a step-by-step guide, ready-to-use tools, exploring the platform myself. I definitely recommend that you use a step-by-step guide. It's actually the best way to do this, especially if you're a first-timer for sure. Okay, so this is where it gets interesting. So what it actually does is it works with AI to kind of customize your site exactly as you need. So you may think like, oh God, AI. No, this is actually a very good thing. It makes really good sites just based on the prompts that you give it. So we're gonna go ahead and click on Start Chat. I do not recommend that you set up without a chat. I recommend that you do it with a chat. So we'll go ahead and click on Start Chat. This will enable you to make your site very, very fast. So let's get started with your site setup. First, tell me what your site is all about. I have a bakery and I want a website for it. All right. What is the name for your bakery? I'm gonna call it Ron's Bakery. My name is Ron. But you know, obviously put your own bakery name in there. So what type of products do you offer at Ron's Bakery? I don't know, I could say like all baked goods, and obviously as a bakery, it depends on what you offer, but I'm gonna say cookies and donuts. I'll just go with that, but obviously put your own. So do you have any additional goals for your website, such as selling products online or promoting special offers? I'd say for sure, promoting special offers, and I want a menu page. Now it'll probably have a menu page anyway, but we want to make sure that we mention it here so that people can actually see. And you know, do you want to make it so we could sell products online? Yeah, I think so. I'd also like to sell products online because this is nice. Even if you don't want to, you know, sell your products nationwide or anything like that, it is good just for local people to go in there and actually place an order so that they can do for pickup. That's really what this is asking. It doesn't say that, but that's what they're really asking. And now it's saying, where is Ron's Bakery located? We'll just say Chicago. And then, do you have any particular color scheme or design preferences for the website? I'm just gonna put no. I'd like to see what you come up with. So this isn't really that important because we actually pick a template. I recommend that we pick a template. It can create a website from scratch, like completely, but I found that if you use the AI creation tool, the websites just aren't very good. The templates are just so much easier and better. So I'll show you that in a second here. Okay, so it actually says that you're all set up. Let's go to the personalized dashboard where you'll find everything. So you actually have the start of creating a website here, okay? So the next thing that we wanna do is we wanna go right down here to where it says Design Site on the bottom left. And we're gonna click on that. And here's where you're actually going to create your site. So this is what I was talking about. So you can generate a design with AI or customize a template. Highly, highly recommend that you customize with a template. The AI it doesn't pick great sites or great looks for sites, and it takes a lot of custom coding and things to fix that. But when you choose a template, it actually can get a lot better. So I don't know that I'm gonna go with online bakery. I mean, I think I'm just gonna do like a local bakery. Right, it kind of gave it the ideas here. Okay, so bakery, bread shop, cookie shop, which makes sense for what I put into there. Cafe, bakery, donut shop. I like this one quite a bit. It just depends on, cake shop. Just depends on exactly what you want to do. You can see it, there is a lot of templates. This is just page one. It actually goes through 4 different pages. So, it's gonna sort it by the top recommended template for you at first, and then you can get into all the other templates. Generally speaking, you can actually go into these and you can click to view them. So we'll go to that one and we'll test this one. And then let's do the donut shop too. Okay, so what you could do here is you can actually open these up and you can look at how they will be. So don't click edit this site yet, right? We want to close that little box out, because if you set it, it's going to set that as your template, and that's not what we want. So what you could do here is you can actually see, what is it that I want my site to look like, right? So all this, we can go into here. I see it's got the navigation, it's got the name up here, a search, a login to order online, which is good. It should have that with all of them, or something similar. Best sellers, which is interesting to kind of lead with the best sellers on the page. Follow me for more bites. It also has where you can, it shows all the different pictures and things like that. I think this might have an integration with social media. Not 100% sure yet. I think this does. I think this has an integration with social media. It looks like maybe Instagram. Not 100%. We'd have to look at it. And we will. So we could do that. And then we could see, pickup service, free delivery, special gift wraps, hours, shop, address, and then email right here. Pretty good. Let's go to the next one. I like this visual here. This is how we do it. I feel like this one sticks out a little bit more to me more, the menu. I like how it's centered. I like how it's kind of right in your face. You'll notice that they have the Instagram right up top, which is nice if you're active on social media. Some nice effects here as we scroll down. I like this little stuff. These little details are pretty cool. Right, the images. And you might be thinking, well, Ron, this is just for croissant. Well, it doesn't matter. We can always change the images. So we go into here. Yeah. So it's actually a pretty good site. And yeah, this looks like it's this is an Instagram feed as well. So yeah, that's actually a pretty good one. And then we'll go to look at the third one. Ooh, this one's good. I like how they have the top flavors right there. But again, this is technically for a donut bakery, if you will. So it just depends on exactly what you want, right? I personally gravitate towards this one. I like this one the most, I think. You can choose any of these that you want. So we're going to choose this one. We're going to say that we like this one. And I'm going to click on the top right. I'm going to click on edit this site. And you'll see now it's going to take some time to actually prepare your site and get it all ready to go. And you may notice here that it's adding Wix table reservations, things like that. We could have said not to do the reservations. Just depends on if you need it or not. I just let it go, but we can always adjust that. It also allows payment processing and things like that. If you're wondering, yes, Wix can get much deeper than just the site. They can do payments. They can do all that stuff. You can't be on the free plan. So we're signing up for the free plan for this to show you all this. If you want all that extra functionality, you do have to pay. But it has a lot of functionality built in for sure. Okay, so it is all set up here. And I'll go ahead and click on preview just so we can see what the site will actually look like for somebody that is coming here the first time. There we go. This is how it'll actually look for someone for the first time. Pretty much just like what you saw in the, what I just showed you a minute ago, the preview. This is what it actually looks like. Now, I just want to show you, I promised that you'd have a website really quick, right? So you can actually go ahead and click on publish and boom, you officially have a site. Granted, it's not perfect, right? We have to edit it. But if we go to here, we right click. Well, we don't have to right click. We just left click. That is your website. This is your URL up here. That's everything you need, okay? So this is your site. Your free site is officially up and you can technically show this to people. If you're worried and thinking, oh my God, people might see this right now and I'm not ready, it's okay. Nobody's gonna see your site right now. You have to basically tell them where it is. So if you don't tell anybody, you're gonna be fine. But this is cool because it's actually a site that you can go to and show people and say, yeah, I'm working on the site, here it is. Pretty cool, pretty exciting. I remember when I built my first site, it's a pretty cool feeling. But anyway, so going back into this. So this is, we need to edit the mobile site. It usually is pretty responsive anyway. So this is the actual site itself, right? Your site is up. This is what it looks like. Now we'll talk about actually the homepage and all that in a minute, but here's what I want to show you. So the thing to understand about this is that when you get into, let me close this. When you get into here, so we'll just go to Wix in the top left. When you get into here, that part of the site that you see, that's the front part of the site, okay? That is where, people, when they visit your site, that's what they're going to see. This part that I'm in now, this is the back end of the site. And again, I got to it by clicking on Wix right over here. This is the back end of the site. This is where you control much of what is on the site, okay? Now we can go, and I'll show you in a minute, we could still go to different pages, click, drag, move elements, and it'll be reflected on that page. But this is the stuff behind the scenes that help kind of run your site. So we see here that we have setup, which obviously you'll want to go through, home if you need to get to the home thing. And then we have getting paid. This is if you're setting up for people to make online orders, like I mentioned, and you want to get payments. Sales, this actually discloses what those sales are. Catalog, so this is actually if you want to kind of list your products or your goods, if you will, you can do that. Table reservations, it has a module built in for that. If you even need it, I feel like a lot of bakeries probably don't, but if you do, it is an option. Apps, this is for if you ever need a solution for something and you can't find it built into Wix, which a lot of things are built in. You can click on apps and then actually download an app to get that functionality. Site and mobile app, so if you're looking more into your site, you want to get into SEO or the mobile app, logo and branding, those sort of things, they give you the option there. Inbox with email. Now, I don't actually recommend the Wix email just because, well, we'll get into that later in the video, but there's some reasons to use other platforms. Customers and leads. This is where you can actually have, if you have a database of all your customers somehow or want to keep that, you can have that here. Marketing, this is marketing information if you're interested. Analytics, which actually shows you how many people are on your site in real time and just an overview of the visitors, etc. And then, automations, it allows some automations with different functionality and things like that. So now that you're all set up, it's time to build the foundation of your bakery website with the essential pages. These are pages that will help you attract customers, showcase your menu, and increase your sales. So let's dive in. First is the homepage. Now your homepage is the first impression that visitors get, so make it count. You want to feature mouth-watering images of your best baked goods, a short introduction about your bakery, and clear navigation to the rest of your site. You want to keep it clean, inviting, and easy to browse. Okay, so that is what the CMS, that's what they call it, the content management system behind the website actually is, but we want to actually edit the homepage, right? So what you want to do is you want to go to the bottom left here. We're going to click on Edit Site. And this is where you will see the entire homepage, right? And here's the thing that I really like about Wix. So it doesn't require any developer or coding or anything like that. And the reason for that is we can literally click and drag anything. So, making the ordinary extraordinary, right? So let's just say, well, we want to edit this text, right? We go to here. Let's just make this text smaller. It's just too big. And it's like, okay, well, that's it right there. Well, I don't really like the position now. Let's actually click and drag that right there, right? You can adjust this in any way that you want. You can realign the text, whatever you need to do. Now you may be wondering, well, I don't really like the picture back here. Oh, how can I fix that? Well, that's easy too. Click right here, change the background, and then you can actually upload an image. So I would recommend if you have imagery from your own bakery, high quality images that you can put there, definitely a good idea. Just to kind of give people an idea of what you're capable of. That's definitely a good thing. But what is kind of cool is you can actually create AI images as well. So this is pretty neat because if you don't have the proper images for what you need, you can create AI images. I will say, again, your bakery, you should definitely have your own goods there, just because the high quality photos and everything. You can even take it with you as long as you have a good phone. That'll be good. But just generally speaking, it's cool that they give you the ability to create AI images. You just put in a prompt, and then it'll actually generate images from there. It's pretty cool stuff. So let's go ahead and click onto that real quick. Okay, so you see here we have describe an image. We're going to make this, it says choose a style. We're going to make it a photo, a beautiful image of a tasty looking donut. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and click on create image. Okay, so it actually came up with this, came up with more than one donut, came up with many donuts. But it is pretty cool. You can, and the good thing about this is that you can use this image. So buying these images, if you don't have your images yourself, I recommend taking pictures. But if you don't do that, buying these images from these sites, it can actually get pretty pricey to do that. So this is nice because you can just automatically create an AI image. You don't owe any attribution. You don't have to tell any, give any credit to anybody. It's yours just because AI created it, right? So that's a pretty cool functionality as well. So yeah, it's pretty cool that they just let you kind of click around, move things, and also you could just change images on the fly without a problem. Again, we have About Us right here. This is where you can change whatever. You just double click and you can type whatever it is that you need to type about the, inside the homepage to whatever, change it whatever you want. Again, another image, you can change that the way that you want. This is how we do it. This is a pretty cool little thing here. This is where you just kind of update it, right? And talk about your process and what your bakery does and how it goes through everything. This is pretty neat here. So this is actually the menu, right? So what you could do here is you click on Manage Media so that you can see here it's a Wix Pro Gallery. What you could do is click on Manage Media, and each of these says what it is. So this is just, if you want a cookie, these are cookies. This is croissants, and this is, cruffins. I was going to say cupcakes. I can't really see it that well, but cruffins apparently. And then what can happen is you have it set up, and then you have your favorite images up here. Like this doesn't have to be your whole menu. It can be your whole menu, by the way, if you want it to be. But if it's not your whole menu, that's fine too. What you could do is you could just basically list your best sellers, maybe change this up here and say, yeah, you know what? I don't want our menu. I want best sellers. And there you go. So you have best sellers, you have the images of the best sellers, and you're good to go. Also, this view more button here, this is cool because it can actually take them to the menu page from here if you want to do that. And that's really easy to do. Okay, so what you could do, which is pretty cool too. So let's say on the home page that you want an about section. Not necessarily a whole about page. We already have that. But let's say that you want to change an about section and add it to it. All that we need to do is go right here to where it says Add Section. We'll click on that. And you can just basically click on About. And we could say, yeah, I want to add an about section. Let's say you're the only baker at your bakery, right? And you're the founder, you're the creator. You want to talk about yourself a little bit. Nothing wrong with that. You want to tell people about your story. We just click, we drag it, and we let go. Boom, there it is. So now you actually have a section here, and then you can edit it and talk about who you are, what it is that they need to know, a brief, sentence or two, links to your social media, and then they click the About page. And what that will do is that'll bring them right over to the About page that's here. But getting back to the home page here, so there's also this area right here. So this is pretty cool. This is going to actually pull in a feed from your Instagram, which is definitely pretty neat for a lot of bakeries. So you can just click on account settings. You can connect your account. You basically log into it. And when you do that, it'll automatically pull those images in there. Just make sure that you clean up your Instagram and make sure that it's what you want to be on the bakery page, right? You wouldn't want to have something that you don't want on there. And then also we get over here. It has, you can add a form if you want to have a form where people can input their information, and we'll do that in a little bit. And then also the hours, the address, the phone number. And then right down here, it's nice. It's actually a Google Maps integration, which is pretty cool. So people can look at this and know exactly where you are. They can zoom in, zoom out to see exactly where your location is. Now, before we move on from the home page, one of the things that you probably want to check is your navigation, just to make sure it actually makes sense for you. So to check the navigation, which some people get intimidated by, it's like the first thing that you see. So I'm not going to mess with this top part here. I actually like that a lot because it says the hours. But we're going to click right here, okay? And we're going to click on Manage Menu. And this is actually what you're going to see on the page, right? So we have Home, About, this is how we do it, Menu, Instagram, Contact, Reservations, and Shop. So let's say that you don't take reservations. Just for the sake of this, let's say that you don't take reservations. We can actually take this and then just hide it from the menu. Boom, that's all fixed. Let's say that you like the fact that all these are capitalized, but you don't like that Shop is not capitalized. So we're going to click on that. We're going to go to here. We're going to rename Shop. We're all set there. Okay, now it all actually looks the same, right? So there you go. So we actually have everything that we need to know, or everything that a visitor would want to know. This has the Home, About, this is how we do it. So kind of your process. Menu, Instagram, Contact, and Shop. And again, they have a whole Shop module. We'll talk about that in a little bit. So there we go. So we got the navigation all set up, right? So now we want to do, we need to get back to the home page just so we can see. We'll go to Home. Just so you know, that top menu that I just edited, that actually will carry through to every single page. So you only have to edit that once. That goes for the top part, which is the header up here. and for the bottom part all the way down here, okay? If you edit them once, it's basically your entire site. There's a top part, which is the header, the bottom part, which is the footer. Everything in the middle of that is what changes, but the header and the footer, whatever you change one time will change across all pages, which is nice to save a lot of time. So your website is, a little bit kind of set up right. So now we'll click on publish again, because you want to publish any changes that you have. And we will view the site. And there we go. It's all good. You see the navigation's good. We made a few changes to some of the text and things. Really not good changes necessarily. You'll definitely want to make that a little bit better. But we did make some changes. We added the About section. You can see that here. So the home page is officially taken care of. Next, we have the menu page. Now, this is the heart of your site. Create a well-organized menu that showcases your best items. Use categories for different types of baked goods like cakes, pastries, bread, custom orders, etc. Include high-quality photos, descriptions, and prices to help customers make quick decisions. So the next page here, the menu page. So this is an important one. And obviously a really big deal for your bakery, right? Because you want to make sure that people understand what you have to offer, the different different pastries, etc., as well as their pricing and availability and all that. So what we're going to do here, the inclination might be, hey, let's go to the menu here and click or whatever. That's actually not what you do. All you need to do is in the top left here, go up to here and just click on menu. And as you can see here, it brings you directly into the menu page. Now, for the template that we're working with, it has this look to it, right? And it just basically says, hey, these are the sweets. Again, this particular one, we focus a lot on cookies, so they have all those. So in order to edit any of this, it's actually really simple. So you go into here and you can see right here, it says, well, let me click into it. See how it says menu up top? So Wix actually has a module that you can use to actually manage your menu, which is nice because it makes it easier to kind of edit and do exactly what we're going to do here. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on manage menus. Okay, and then it brings us into the back end of the site that I've already told you about. So you'll notice here, you can see kind of where you are. So it's under catalog, restaurant menu, right? And we have here the cookies and donuts menu. So let's go ahead and click on edit menu details. So you can see here, you can put the name or the description if you want that. And you can also enable or disable online ordering, which we'll get into that in a little bit. But that's where you can enable or disable it. If you click on manage, you can actually go into here and you can edit the items, right? And it's really simple. Let's say that you got rid of the oatmeal raisin cookie, right? So we go ahead and click on edit. And you can see here's where the name would be. So you change this to, I don't know, an oatmeal raisin cupcake. Disgusting, I know, but you get the point. And we would change that. Labels, if you do want to manage it in a way that includes a label. So like it says here, if you want to say that they're vegan or sugar-free, has eggs, etc., you can do that. It just makes it easier for when people are actually viewing the menu. Pricing, you can adjust your pricing here as well. And the image, it's just as simple as, you can edit or crop the image or just delete the image entirely. And you can add your own image of whatever the new product is, right? You can adjust this if you need to and kind of make it look prettier. Or, like I said, if you really just have to get a whole new picture, just delete it. All you gotta do is click on the little X there, and then you can do it. The other thing that's kind of cool, which I actually like, so they have the show on menu here. So you may think, well, why would I ever need that? Well, if you ever run, seasonal items or things like that, or if you're doing a special item like if you had like a Super Bowl cookie or a Super Bowl cupcake or something like that, you'd be able to basically turn that off. And then every year, whenever you want to put that on, you put that back on, depending on if it's a good seller and everything. So that is how you can actually manage the two menus. I'm going to discard the changes here. So let's close back out of this here just so you can kind of see. And you can also add, if you ever, like here we've got sweet treats, which is basically the cookies. And then we've also got the baked delights and then specialty sweets. So if you ever wanted to add a section or add anything to your menu, it would go whatever you put here will go directly onto the menu page. So let's go back to the menu page for one more second here. So you can see this. This is where you can have all those items for your menu in this particular theme. So yeah, the menu page, very simple to manage and everything like you just saw. The one thing I would say is that from a stylistic standpoint, you can click and drag things around. But what I would actually recommend is when you're picking a theme, I picked this theme right here. When you're picking a theme, like I showed you earlier in the video, just look at the menu, right? Look at the menu page, because it is a really important part of any website for, for a bakery. So just look at it and decide if that's the one that you like. And if you really like the design pretty much as is, I'd recommend that you use that as opposed to clicking and dragging and trying to rearrange everything. It's just easier that way. Next, we go to the About Us page. So here you want to share your story, why you started your bakery, your passion for baking, and what makes your treats unique. A personal touch helps build a connection with your customers, and it makes your brand more memorable. So next we have this About page, right? And here you really want to tell your story, etc. The thing about this particular theme, which is pretty unique, is that when we go, so I'll go to preview here to kind of show you what I'm talking about. When we go to preview, clicking on the About in the menu, so clicking on the About right here, it doesn't actually bring you to a separate page with this particular theme. Now you can adjust it to make it to where it does bring you to a page, but all this does here is you just click it and it's right on the home page and it's right there. It's actually the section that I edited earlier. So to edit with this one, it's obviously very, very simple to do. All we have to do is go to the home page, really, scroll down to the About Us section, and we can just put, whatever text we want here. So you can tell your story here briefly, quickly. And we can also add an image, really simple to do. So we can kind of just go over to here. We just click Add Elements. And we can upload new images if you need them. Or if you already have site images available, they also have free Wix images. So let's just say this was a picture of you and not necessarily this lady who, I don't know what she's holding. But let's just say this is a picture of you. You can basically just click, drag, and you can, talk about yourself as the head baker, et cetera, and even put your team on here. So it just depends on what you want. Like I said, you could also just create a whole new page and do it there. It's really up to you. It is nice with this one because it basically has a call to menu, hey, or a call to action of, hey, look at our menu right here on the home page. And then below that, it tells people about you as a bakery and why you're special and why you're, as the founder, it makes it more personal, et cetera. So, whatever you prefer, it doesn't really matter. But the About page, this is in this particular instance where it is. But again, you can make a new page if you want to. Then we have the contact page. So make it easy for people to reach out. Include a simple contact form, your phone number, your bakery address, and links to your social media pages if you're active on them. If you take custom orders, also include details on how customers can place those requests too. So next we have to get into the contact page. And in this particular instance, it's actually very simple. It's just like the About page. It is something that you click on in the navigation that brings you to a page on the website, like a part of the website, not necessarily a new page. Again, you can create a whole new page if you want to. I like the design of this. I think it keeps it simple. But in this particular instance, so I'll show you kind of like what I did a second ago. So the preview for this one, it shows you that the contact page is actually going to be at the bottom of the site. So let's click on contact. So it's going to be right here in the footer. Now this is good because what you have here is actually going to be on every page of the website, right? So it's going to be on every page, so you can always adjust this as needed. But in this particular instance, they have a stay on the suite side, which is a, it's going to be a thing to where they can sign up for your email, or they have the have any questions. So you can actually have two forms here. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Let's go back to the editor. So we're here at the bottom, and all you have to do, it actually says exactly what you need to do. So you have both these, you can add a different form, right? So for this one, we're going to go ahead and click. And we're going to click on Settings, Forms tab, and we're going to create a form. So you can see here, it has all the different form fields that you can add. So you can put the first name, last name, email, phone number, etc. One thing that you should know, the more fields that you have here, the less likely people are to fill it all out. So keep that in mind. If you actually want to get feedback, you just want to keep it simple. You don't want to ask them, just think about when someone asks you all this information for a form. By the end of it, you're swearing at the screen because you're like, why did I have to answer all this? So maybe their first name, I guess possibly their last name if you think it's necessary, and then their email would usually be how you would want to do this. It just depends on your situation, what you're actually asking for and what you need. But, to edit these, we see first name, required field, field description if you want to put anything like here, like we'll do here and we'll just say, what is your first name, right? And it'll actually have a little text below it if you have to give any other information. I will say for the most part, if you have a field here, you probably should make it required. All of them should be required. Otherwise, just remove the field. It's not really that important. But we'd have first name, last name, and email, and we close that out. So let's close that one out. And you can see here, that's going to be the form that we're going to do. There we go. It is all set. If you're wondering why this looks so weird or so different from what you had before, just click on the settings option and you can actually go in and you can change the design and the look of it, etc. If you want to do that, you can. So this one is kind of interesting, the way that this is set up. So this is stay on the sweet side. You know, it really should say stay on the sweet side. This is for newsletters, right? Join our newsletter. This is for people who want to stay in touch with the bakery and sign up for an email list. That's actually what that's for. This one is if you have any questions. Now I'm not going to go, and be redundant and create another form, but basically in this instance, it's going to, you put first name, last name, email, phone number if you think it's important, and it just allows people to write into you directly, and then you can contact them back at your leisure. Also, right over here, you will see that there is different phone numbers, or I'm sorry, the hours of operation, which is good to see. The address, and then your phone number and email as well. So putting all the information in there, definitely fill it all out. I think that everything they have here is good for a bakery for sure. So I would just recommend that you fill it all out to the best of your ability and go from there. I also want to recommend that we scroll down here just a little bit. So you can see here, they actually have the, the bakery listed here. So on a Google Maps thing. So we can actually click into here and manage locations. If you put the actual address, you can adjust it to your location as well. So yeah, I would recommend you do both that because this is going to be in the footer of every page of your website. And you want it easy for people to be able to find you. Now this next page is optional, but it's the online ordering or shop page. I highly recommend it, but again, it's optional. If you offer online orders, this is a must. So make sure customers can easily browse items, select quantities, and check out smoothly. Clearly display the pickup and delivery options and estimated wait times if possible. Now platforms like Wix, they make it easy to set this up with an integrated store. So the online ordering is a little bit unique, right? Because generally speaking, bakeries, you don't just want to sell, one donut or one cookie or whatever. What you really want to do is sell a box, like gift boxes, things like that, if they're going to try to order online. So there is actually a module built into Wix that makes that really easy to do. So what we want to do is click up here and we'll go to the product page. And it's going to show a page like this. Now I'm going to preview it to actually show you the live page so you can kind of see how it actually looks when it's in the wild. But basically what you could do here is you could put the prices, you can have it where they can add to cart directly, and they can actually do the payments, and you can process the payments within Wix as well. So it really is an all-in-one shop for this kind of thing, which is very, very nice versus having to go, connect all these different things to it. So in this instance, you can see here, so let's say someone clicks on the shop tab. So this is the actual store. This is where you can, buy whatever. And you could set this up with your bakery however you want. But you can see there's a cookie sampler box, party pack, chocolate chip cookies, peanut butter cookies, etc. They have all these different options with this beautiful imagery. And they also, which is really nice, and this isn't easy to do programmatically, they have filters. So you can actually filter it to whatever pricing, which may seem like, well, yeah, Amazon has it. Well, it's not easy to do for small websites. So, but you can see here, if they're willing to go up to $23, or let's say they're willing to say, well, I'll only go up to $20, or let's say, I don't know, 15. Okay, well, all these are, I guess they're all under. But let's say they go up to $30. There we go. So you can see how new things get added. So the filters work really well. You can do the quantity, the size of them, and the actual variety as well. This information right here, so 12-pack, 4-pack, 6-pack, etc., all this stuff, this is on you to decide. So you can fully adjust these in the back end. It's actually very, very simple to do. So let me show you how to get to there. Okay, so we're here. So all we got to do, instead of being on the product page directly, we would go to the category page. This is the category page, right? And we have all this information. We're going to click on Manage Products. And again, it's actually going to bring us back into the CMS, which is the back end of the whole platform, to manage it all back there. Because it just makes it, there's programming to make it display a certain way, if that makes sense. And this is going to allow you to edit it in the back end, and then it'll just push over to the front end in the same look. So you can see here, we're under the catalog, under store products and products. And you can see all the items that we have here, right? There's a ton of different items, all the ones that, that are available. And they also have variants, which is nice. So I'm just going to click into one of these so you can actually see it. So if we wanted to edit the product, you can see exactly what you can do. Okay, so this is the product here. And we're at the cookie sampler box. You can see you can add more images if you need to. But, the description, information about it, additional information sections, things like that. The price, you can mark if it's on sale, which is kind of nice because you could say, yeah, it's, you know, $25 down from whatever price. Price per unit if you want to do that. Cost of goods. So this is a way for you to actually manage your margins internally to understand exactly how much you're making per. And this is nice because in the analytics, if you do all this information correctly and put it in here, what's going to happen is every time somebody buys something, it's going to transport over. If you're doing all the payment and everything in Wix, it's going to transport it over, and you can pull reports just to see exactly how many of each thing were sold, know what your most popular items are, etc. And then also custom text if there need to be, you know, all this, if it's in stock, out of stock, SKU, etc. If you want to offer a subscription, which is kind of an interesting idea too, especially local bakeries, if you could do something like that, that'd be kind of cool. I'm sure, you know, it would be nice to be able to offer that. And then also the categories over here. So yeah, it's really, you know, like I said, this is really simple. Wix makes it really easy. So it's nice. All you have to do is go into the back end, adjust it there, and it'll push to the front end automatically. Now this next one, it is optional. It's a blog or events page, right? So you want to use this space to share baking tips, seasonal specials, or upcoming events like pop-up sales, farmers market appearances, or just, you know, holiday promotions in general. It keeps your site engaging and encourages repeat visitors. So the next page is the blog or events page. Now this page in general, it's definitely not a requirement, right? I just think that it's good to mention it. One of the nice things that you could do if you'd like is create a blog or a events page just to kind of keep people up to date with the things that are going on at the bakery. If you feel the need to do that, if you have the time to do it, there's not a super high ROI on this, but we'll get into it a little bit later. It can help with your search engine optimization. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. But basically this one by default doesn't have it, but no worry, we can of course create one. So we'll go up here to the top left. We'll click on right there. We'll go down to manage pages right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to site menu. We're going to say add page. And we are going to click on blog. So when you add this, it's going to create a whole new blog for you. So we're going to go ahead and click on add Wix blog. So it has created the blog here. So it's actually really simple to do. So if we go into here, we'll go to the blog page. And this is the blog page. Now, one thing to note, it actually added this little search. No, that's not the right one. That's a cart. It added this little search tab here, which I am not a fan of, especially when you're a bakery really worried about sales. You're not worried about that so much. So we're just going to go ahead and delete that. Let's get rid of that element. There we go. But yeah, so this is actually the page. So what you can do in theory is adjust it so that all these posts are something that are, you know, relevant to your particular bakery. You can see here, well, these are just promotional, but you can basically talk about your story, things like that. Any, you know, press events that you have, anything that you guys are sponsoring, anything that you're involved in. Now, the way to do this, it's kind of like a lot of the other things, right? So when you go into it, right, it just looks like, okay, well, I'll just go into the blog and I'll write. So, but what you need to do when you get into here, you go into manage posts, and you may have already guessed it, it goes back to the CMS. So you actually create the content on the CMS page in the back end, in the back end CMS of the whole thing. You create it, you publish it, and then when you do, it pushes over to the blog page. So just like a lot of other things I showed on the site, that's basically how that works. So you can see it here. This is the actual overview of it. You just create a whole new post, you know, write everything out that you have to. I'll just click on edit so you can actually see one. But you basically write everything out as you have to, and then just click on publish. And like I said, it'll push over. And here's an actual blog post so you can kind of see exactly how it would look live if it were on the site. Next, we have the testimonials or press page. I definitely recommend this if you have that stuff available. This page helps build credibility, trust, and social proof, encouraging new customers to place orders with confidence in your bakery. So the press or testimonial page, again, optional, but when we have this page, what we're really trying to do is give social proof that the bakery is good. That's really what it's all about. What I would actually recommend for any bakery is to have testimonials out like on your homepage, have a few of them there, have them sprinkled throughout the site. I would really recommend that anyway, to be honest with you. Now you could create a whole new page where you dedicate it to that. I'd say that's more for press and testimonials. So if we were going to do that, what we would do is we go up here, right? And we would just want to do an actual press page, which does not exist right now. So we're gonna click on manage pages. We're going to be up here. We're going to add a page. In this particular case, we are just going to do, well, we can choose any of these, like any of these looks that we like. We don't need property listings. We don't need recipes, services, job listings, nah. So let's just do an item list. So we're going to add pages there. And it'll take a second, obviously, to build out. And then here it is. So this is the item list is what they have it as. And what's going to happen is it'll bring you right back into the CMS where you do everything in the CMS. So if you're getting consistent press, right? If you're regularly getting press, it would make sense to do something like this. And you could list out, what the press is and the image and information around it. If you want to do that, that would be an option to do for sure if you're getting a lot of press. If you're not getting a lot of press, what I would actually say, we just talked about the blog. I would probably just put posts inside the blog talking about those things. So it's really up to you on the way that you want to approach this. If we chose to go this route, right, what we're going to have is we're going to have a page that beautifully will show all that press, one after another. You can adjust the images, you can adjust the text to whatever you need. But like I said, it just depends on the amount of press that you're getting. If you're not getting too much, just throw it into the blog, maybe make a few highlights on the homepage or whatever, talking about press as well. It really just depends on what your bakery is dealing with. So congrats, your bakery website is officially live. And launching your bakery website is a huge step towards growing your business. But simply having a site, it really isn't enough, right? You need to make sure that people can find it, especially those that are searching for fresh, delicious treats near them. And sure, your regular customers, they, can just type your website URL directly into their browser. But what about all those new customers who don't even know about you yet? Well, that's where SEO or search engine optimization comes. Now, SEO, it might sound, really complex, but I'm going to break it down into simple, actionable steps. So first, make sure that your site includes keywords that describe your bakery and the location. So use phrases like best bakery in New York, or custom cakes in New York, or fresh artisan bread near me. These help search engines connect your website with people that are searching for baked goods in your area. And another powerful tool is creating a Google business profile. Now, this ensures that your bakery appears in local search results and Google Maps, which makes it easy for nearby customers to find you, see your hours, and read the reviews. Also, claim your profiles on major social media platforms and make sure they link directly to your website. So platforms like Instagram and Facebook, those are great for showcasing your treats and running promotions, while TikTok and Pinterest, it can really help attract food lovers looking for inspiration. Engaging content like behind the scenes baking or customer tutorials and limited time offers can really drive traffic to your site and actually increase your orders. You want to make sure to keep your website fresh and engaging. So a stagnant website is a forgotten website. Regular updates signal to search engines that your site is active and it keeps your audience engaged. So some ways to keep it fresh include things like uploading new menu items or seasonal specials that you have available, sharing blog posts about baking tips or new recipes or special promotions, adding customer tutorials and success stories, posting about upcoming events or catering opportunities. And aside from all that, you can extend your reach with things like email marketing. So let's take your bakery's online presence a step further by connecting with your customers beyond your website. So email marketing is one of the most effective tools for bakeries, which will help you stay in touch with loyal customers, promote special offers, and increase your orders. Now, you might be wondering, well, why don't I just use social media for this? Well, think of social media as a busy cafe. There's constant noise, distractions, and algorithms that may hide your posts and people never see them anyway. Email, on the other hand, is like personally inviting a customer into your bakery. It lands directly in their mailbox where they're much more likely to see it and actually take action. Now, with email marketing, you can also personalize messages by addressing recipients by name or tailoring promotions to their preferences. Even better, automation tools let you nurture customer relationships with very minimal effort. So for example, when someone subscribes to your email list, you can set up what they call an automated sequence. Okay, and it works like this. So they would get a welcome email introducing them to the bakery, the best sellers of the bakery, and a special discount for first-time customers. Then a follow-up email highlighting seasonal specials or behind-the-scenes look at your baking process. Then a invitation to pre-order, holiday treats, attend a tasting event, or sign up for a loyalty program. By staying in touch consistently, you build a loyal customer base and encourage repeat customers. Now, to simplify this process, I recommend using Brevo, which is an easy-to-use platform for creating beautiful email campaigns and managing your subscriber list. And plus, it integrates seamlessly with Wix, which gives you all the tools that you need to reach your customers effectively. And the best part, it's also free to start. So what you want to do here is click on the link right at the top right to get started, or go to the description and find the link there instead. Oh, and remember in the beginning when I mentioned that there was a big mistake that stops many businesses from converting visitors into paying customers? Well, the answer, it's not using email marketing properly. So an email list, it isn't just a collection of contacts, right? right? It's your direct line to customers who love your bakery. It's an invaluable tool for things like boosting sales, announcing new menu items, seasonal specials, limited time discounts, directly to your biggest fans, which are your subscribers. It's also great for building loyalty, where you can share behind the scenes baking stories, customer spotlights, or exclusive offers to keep your followers engaged. And it helps grow your brand. So using newsletters to highlight upcoming events, collaborations, or milestones can really keep your bakery top of mind for these people. Now with Brevo, you can even automate the entire outreach process, as I mentioned earlier. Now, if you want to learn more about how email marketing can help increase your sales and customer loyalty, go ahead and check out the video that's linked right up here. And as always, thanks for watching, and feel free to drop any questions in the comments. I'm happy to answer them.